That's good. All right. Okay, so I have two students, international students in this class that are waiting to take the exam. Okay, so I have not graded them all yet. Okay, for the most part, I'm liking what I see. There's a couple of people that are still making some knucklehead mistakes. I will go over the exam with you guys, obviously. Okay, Armand knows already. So, okay, so, but so far, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. All right. So that being said, hold on one second. Beautiful. All right. So that being said, just wanted to say, I hope all you guys are doing well. And what did you guys think of the test?
It was good.
It was okay.
Okay. What did you guys think of the pre-response?
Definitely the hardest one that we've had, but
What is the pre-response?
yeah.
The only thing, so I've graded a few. In the other class, the only thing that I gotta say pisses me off is, was I pretty clear when I said use the word continue?
Very. You put it in bold, I think.
Yeah, and a lot of people in the other class didn't.
How would you do it without anyway?
Huh?
How would you do it without it?
You would just add it. You would just add it to the factors, but not print it. But you wouldn't append it to the string.
Okay.
So I think maybe they were trying to think that like I don't really grade thoroughly, but joke's gonna be on them because as you guys know, I am an ass. Okay, so I'm going to take it out on them and penalize them. All right. Some of you are shaking or nodding your heads in agreement. I don't like that part, but okay. So that being said, all right. So Isis is like, yes, you are. All right. All right. So what I need everybody to do now, listen carefully before you start doing this. Okay. I need you guys to create a new project in a new class called ARRAYS, but do not capitalize the A because there already exists an ARRAYS class. So ARRAYS, or you can just call it ARR. It doesn't matter. Okay. Sound good?
Does it matter for the project name or just the class?
Just the project name of the class. All right, are we ready to rock? Here we go. All right, so let's talk about arrays. Now, arrays are going to be they're useful in all levels of programming, okay? Now, with arrays, okay, let's just assume, arrays doesn't exist. Alley girl, if I told you I want 10 variables, what are you more than likely going to do?
Create each variable.
And give it like a name, right? Int A, int B, int C, right?
Yes.
Okay, so arrays allow us to bypass that. We don't have to do that at all, okay? Now, I can tell you this, arrays are heavily tested on the AP. Understanding how they work, understanding how they function, understanding how to, there will be a free response question where they will test your knowledge of being able to initialize an array, okay? So that being said, let's get started. Okay. Now, our first array. Okay. Now, arrays can be of any type. Arrays can be of any type or any object. Keep that in mind for the future in this class. Okay. And I mean, actually, like today, or later today. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say int. Now, in other programming languages, with arrays, you can actually mix and match the things that are going to go inside them. In Java, in C++, it is all or nothing. The array is going to be all ints. It's going to be all strings. It's going to be all doubles. It's going to be all shape objects. It's going to be all, scanner objects. Okay, it's different. Okay, so what you're going to do is you start off by declaring the type. Then you declare the name. Okay, but there's a special way that you do that. You've seen this before. Tokes, where have I seen that symbol? Tokes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
The brackets?
Yep, where have I seen that?
I'm not sure.
Right in front of you. Kennedy, help him out.
I mean the string.
Yeah.
In the
method. A string.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It's an array of objects. All right. So int array, and then we give it a name. I'm just gonna call mine ARR. All right. Now, something you should know. You can also say int RR array. A lot of people like to do it this way. Both are fine. Whatever is user friendly for you, whatever is going to work for you, do. Okay. You don't do this. That's a no-no. Array int ARR. You don't do that. You always declare the type first. So I'm a creature of habit. I like int array ARR. I just like putting it in. Okay. Now, there are 3 ways that we create arrays. Okay. So I'm going to say int array ARR equals new int. And in this case, I'm going to create, you know what? I'll create, 10 is fine. Okay. Inside the brackets, I declare how many variables I want. With this line, I have just declared 10 variable names. They belong to the ARR array. When you hear the word array, think list. This is a list, a grouped set of variables or objects. Array, list. Okay, your book does a great job of explaining arrays. Okay, now the one thing I have not done is I have not initialized it. So let's talk about the initialization process. Okay, in this traditional way, the very original way that we're doing this, what we do is this number right here is the length of the array. Like strings, if I have the length of a string, if I want to break it down, what number do I use? What value? What value, Ashton?
Index?
Index is correct. So arrays work the same way. So if I have the number 10, Isis, what is going to be my lowest index value? Always.
0.
And what's going to be my highest in this instance? For this array, what would be my highest?
9.
Bingo, that's right. Okay, 0 to 9. So now here's the way that we call on it. We say the name of the array first, then we say the index value, and we're going to say this one equals to 7. ARR index 1 equals 65. The variables are named. The way you call on each variable is the name of the array and the index value. You combine them. That is the variable name. There's no, could you change it? Yes, you could, but it's annoying. Don't do that. Now, the second way is a way that you would use, I'm sorry guys. Okay, I've gone literally from Objective-C to C# to Python now to Java. So my brain is fried right now. Okay, so the second way is a way I like to call on the fly. This is a very useful way of creating an array if you only have a certain, like a small amount of numbers. Think anywhere from like 5 to 10. what I would do is I'm going to say int array ARRC. Now again, if I'm saying numbers, I don't necessarily mean numbers. They could be strings, they could be objects, but that within 5 to 10 of them. Okay. Int ARRB equals new so this is the on the fly. I open up my curly braces. 23, 45, comma, 60, 77, comma, 90, comma, 876. Okay. I've killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I have given them a value, an index value, named them, and I've initialized them all in one. So this is ARRB index 0. This is index 1. This is index 2, etc. So when you only have a small amount of items and you need to put it in an array, you can see that on the fly is much quicker. This is really easy to do. So if I wanted to print out, let's say I wanted to print out 90, okay? If I wanted to print out 90, okay, that would be 0, 1, 2, 3. I would say ARRB index 3. Print this out. 90. Now there's a last way to do it, and I know a few older programmers who do it this way, and I don't know why. Again, they're probably creatures of habit as well. This is not the way that I want you to do it, ever. And it basically is a combination of the first way with the second way. You're basically appending the on the fly with the constructor. So if I said int index or int array C equals new int, and then I would say 95, 98, 34, 57, etc. Okay, I do not want you doing it this way. Okay, this is not the way to do it. All right, it's just you never see programmers do it this way, and it's just not good. Oops, forgot to do that. Okay, don't ever do it this way. Okay, it's just not the way to do it. Okay, now these two, on the other hand, are very important. These are the ways that I'm going to be looking for you to initialize arrays. Right, so I am going to delete this one. Now let's talk about 2 terms that you need to know: physical size and logical size. The physical size is the size that the array can hold. The logical size is of that size, how many elements are being used. When I say the word element, element is the value that is in the index. So if I say in this instance, what is the element in index 0? You would say 60 or 7. What's the index in this element? 65. So when it comes to physical size, for the second array, for this one right here, what is the physical size of my array? What's the physical size of this array?
5?
5. How many items do I have here? 5. What is the physical size of this array?
10.
10. Now, what is the logical size of this? Bingo. Say it, Ben.
5.
5. Okay. Hint. If you're using the on-the-fly method, the physical size and logical size will always match. Okay. Now, what is the logical size of this array?
2.
2. I have 8 empty slots. Okay. Now, more than likely, again, you will not really use this one. Again, you might have some questions, but on the AP, you will see arrays initialized like this. You'll never be asked to do this on a pre-response. What we're going to do now, I can guarantee you will be done on a pre-response. So what I'm going to do is delete this. Okay. Now, I could go array index 0 equals this, array index 1 equals this, array index 2 equals this. I could do that all the way to 9. Or I could use something that we just learned, which would be much quicker. Benny, what would that be?
Int open brackets array equals and then curly braces and you declare everything.
No,
in sum.
I need something quicker. Vasily,
Can you repeat the question, please?
I need to initialize this array fast. I can go int, or I can go ARR index 0, ARR index 1, all the way to 9.
Use a for loop.
I could use a loop. Okay, now let me say this to you. We are going to use for loops to initialize this array. Do not use a while loop. While loops are not used to initialize array. If you do, use a while loop. Okay, you're prone to make more mistakes, and I'm not even going to look at it. I'm just going to give you 0 points. Okay, so the way that we do this is we say for j equals 0. Now, an array, the arrays have what we call a property. It is not a method. It is a property. Okay. J is less than ARR dot length. Kennedy, what is different about this length as opposed to, let's say, a string length method?
There's no parameter.
There's no parameters. This is a property, not a, what's it called? This is a property, it is not a method. Okay. This will give us the length. So this basically is another way of saying what number?
10.
10. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say j plus plus. All right. Now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to, in this instance, I'm going to print out, I'm going to initialize the arrays with 10 random numbers. Excuse me. ARR index j. Notice how we can use j again. Okay. ARRJ equals, and I'm going to pass this. Oops. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 100 numbers. And then I'm just going to print them out. ARRJ index j plus. So if I run this now, oops, 50, 99, 90, okay? I have initialized all of these randomly, okay? Let's take it up a notch. Let's take it up a notch, okay? What if I wanted to print the sum of everything in my array? This is something that is very typical of an AP question.
Don't we make a count variable and then
Bingo, make that summation variable. We're going to say int sum equals 0. Next, what are we going to do?
you do sum plus equals array j, and then you have your thing.
We're going to do it after, but not, we can do it before or after we print it out, but we want to make sure that we do it after we declare the random number. So we're going to say sum plus equals ARR index j. And then out here, so, oops. $623, $452, $589, $605, $389. So you see how that's a lot faster to do that if I wanted to add so many things together? So now what I want you to do is this. I'm going to leave this up here. I'm going to actually block comment this out, okay? All right. Okay. Let's see, you can answer this first for half a bonus point. I want to set a string called name to the greatest name ever. What would that name possibly be, that full name?
Javi Martinez.
Who said, oh, Vasily, all right. This is true, it has been verified, it was on the news yesterday, okay. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. You need to make a new array. You need to make the array the size of whatever the string is, and I want you to store every single value, like J in an array index, okay? A in an index, even the space, I want you to store everything in an array, okay? You have 3 minutes. Hey Siri, set timer for 3 minutes.
Your timer is set for 3.
Okay, good.
Oh, what do you want again?
So what you're doing is you are taking everything in the string and storing it in its own index in an array that you are creating.
Okay.
You have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left.
I got it, Mr. Marty. Oh,
Have no fear. I is here. 15 seconds left.
do you want us to print out anything, or do you want us to just store it?
What did I just tell you?
I forgot. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, just store it. I was going to give you guys soothing sounds of the ocean, but I actually did that to my girlfriend, and you know what her response was? She said, "Oh, do you do that in class?" And I said, "Yeah." She's like, "It's rather annoying, isn't it?" I was like, "Shut up!" So, shut up, Ashton. All right. All right. So this is what we want to do. The first thing I want to do, we're going to go step by step. I want to see you got each one right. String X array new string length.
Equals, Mr. Marty.
Let's hit equals string. Okay. Who got this right? Okay. There's also another way to do it. I'm going to cover both. Car. Wow. Equals new car. Anybody do it this way? You did it that good job, Allie girl. Okay, now the other thing I want to tell you real quick. What is going on here? Oh, there we go. Sorry. Okay, either one of these works. Now, Allie, you technically would be correct, but you're gonna find that more often than not, they're gonna want you to do it this way. On the AP, especially as somebody who's grading it, we personally prefer this, but there's a possibility you might have to use something that's in here in a string. So it's easier without having to append it. So both ways are correct. Both are good. So you would get full credit on this, Ali. I actually prefer this way, but just in the future, remember that in case you got to use it for a string, probably line 20, okay? Now, I also want to let you guys know something. Let's look at this for loop. So we're just going to say for int j equals 0, j is less than. In this case, because the x and y array are both set to the same size, we're just going to say name.length. I want to also share something with you. On the AP, so everybody listen carefully, international students listen carefully too. On the AP, I'm up here in the comments. If I accidentally add a parentheses to the array.length, you will not be penalized. They understand that you're under stress and you're under pressure. They don't mark you off. I will. Okay? I will just take off half a point as a penalty. Do not do that. Okay? Thumbs up. Everybody heard that? Okay. Ali, I need to see your thumb. All I see is a nostril. Very good. Okay. So name.length, right? And then I'm going to do j++. There's now what I want to do is I'm going to fill both arrays. Okay. I'm going to say x index j, because I'm using substitution, equals name.substring j to j+1. Now, great. But this is the way that Ali did it, I'm guessing. Y index j equals name dot char at j. Is that the way? How many of you got either one of these correct? Raise your hands. Ali, your hand went up tentatively. What did you miss?
I think I just had like a strange formatting error.
Okay, guys, in this instance, giving you the heads up, shit's getting real. It's gonna get harder, okay? You guys have now covered the building blocks. This is like one of the last coding fundamental things you're gonna learn. It's gonna get realer now. It's gonna get a little bit harder. If you have questions, I am begging you, ask them. You're not, all it's going to do is help everybody else, okay?
Mr. Marty,
Yes.
is it okay if I did the string version of the array and then I did the char-at version of the when you're actually giving the
So you put like string x index j equals name.char@.
Yep.
If you did this, then yeah, you're fine. If you did that, then you're good. So for example, I'm going to copy this. If you did this, then yeah, you're fine. If you forgot this, then this shouldn't even work. It gives you an error.
Okay.
Because you have to initialize it to null. So best practices, don't do that.
Okay.
Okay? You're just making it harder. Okay? And then what I can do is sys out, I'm going to say x index j, and we're just going to test this one. Perfect. Actually, let me just do this. That works. And we'll change this to y. That works. Okay. So the key thing that you need to do is basically you need to know how to get an array. The key, like so I can tell you this, guys, on an AP, that's almost guaranteed. I almost guarantee you. You're going to need to know how to create an array based on a size, on a size of something else. Okay? You're going to need to know how to use a for loop to properly initialize it. And more likely, there's going to be a chance that you have to summation. This will be worth 3 points. Just knowing how to do this based on what the question is asking is 3 points. You've already got So you get 4 bonus points for writing your name and filling everything in for the free response. You've already, boom, got 7 points right there out of the 40. If you get 20 multiple choice correct and you get 20 out of 40 free response points, you've got 4. Remember, this is one of the toughest tests. Regardless, this is one of the most curved exams in the country. It is up there with AP Physics C. Okay, so if you just get 40 out of the 80, you've got 4. Okay, all right. So, Benny, if I don't see your hand, just get my attention.
Can we use int too? Because I used int and it still works exactly the same.
You did int with the car at.
No, I just did int array equals new int name.length.
That's fine, but you have to store each letter into the array. That doesn't work.
Yeah, because then if I wanted to do println, I would get your name spelled each
Well,
letter.
Benny, did I say to print each letter or did I say to store each letter?
Well, it's still storing each letter, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's not. If I wanted to call on just the A, is it stored in a string?
Got it.
Do you see what I'm talking about there? So
Yeah.
that would be that what you're doing is just calling, you're just printing out each letter. I didn't ask you to do that. I asked you to store it. So now technically, whatever the length of the name is, that's how many variables you have that are initialized to each individual letter. You just printed it out. That's fine. You could do that and go through the array and just print each array index out. Do you guys understand what he's saying? Okay. All right, good. Just want to make sure.
Mr. Martinez,
Boy,
for the 2 where you have it as car and then string when you initially did it right under your name,
yeah.
if you were to ask like how big the size is, would the string be like 1 because it's just the name and the car would be with all the different characters, or how would that work?
No, it would still be the same because you got to remember, no, because with the string, this here and this here are both responsible for creating the array size. So even though char can only hold 1 character, string is capable of holding more, but in both instances, you have created an array of 10 chars or 10 strings. This one obviously is going to have the ability to hold significantly more data, but they both are size 10. So for example, if I just went y.length, both are 10, this is still going to run the same. Okay, ignore what they're capable of holding and focus on you're creating this many variables. Okay, anybody else? All right, I love arrays, guys. I love working with arrays because there's a lot of stuff that we can do. There's a lot of tricky stuff that we're going to be able to do and a lot of cool things that you can get hints doing. For example, I remember one year there was one of the questions was literally copy the elements of one array to another array. There's a method that does that with five parameters. My kids all nailed that one, and that was worth 4 points. And I graded it. And all the kids literally did was just make that one line, and then I had kids that would do it in 7 lines. And both ways are correct. So I'm trying to teach you guys the most efficient way to code. All right? So that being said, I'm going to stop recording. Your homework, okay, is, let me stop sharing. Okay, your homework is chapter 18, read 1, 2, and 3, but stop at passing an array to a method. Stop there, okay? And the reason why I'm saying stop there is because we're probably gonna get into methods in a couple of days. More than likely Friday, we will start methods, okay? Your homework is also, there is a mini program that I want you guys to do. Shouldn't take you that long. And then from there, you guys should be ready to go. Know everything for your quiz tomorrow. Your quiz is gonna be 3 questions, short answer questions. They will be short answer questions, okay?
Just so you know, we don't have you tomorrow.
What? Really?
It's the last 2 blocks that rotate off.
Oh, I have you guys Friday. I hate it when it does that. It's so weird. Okay, so your guys' homework will be due. You guys will have your quiz on Wednesday, okay? All right, anything else?
Can you repeat the chapter question?
Yes, it's already online. It's already on portal. Okay, it's chapter 18, pages 1, 2, and 3, but stop at passing an array to a method. Do know your errors array index out of bounds, know the physical size, know logical size, know about parallel arrays, and we should be golden, okay? So in terms of grading your tests, as soon as the international students are done, I will grade them. Give me till Monday, okay? Is that fair? You guys don't have school Monday, right? Regardless, give me till Monday, okay? Because more than likely, while I'm going through our professional development, I'm going to sit here grading them. So, anybody have any questions? Wonderful. Okay, arrays, you can see, not that hard, a little bit fun, a little bit crazy, whatever. I wish, this is the part where I kind of wish I could get more on a whiteboard. This is where, like, I wish we were in class. So, all right, guys, take care. Have a good day off. I'll see you guys on Friday.
Thank you.